Welcome back to the Jack Vision channel. On this channel, we have been ranking goalies, centers, defensemen, and most recently teams in general, so I think it's only fitting that we look at wingers now. We are also going back to a simple S through F format because I feel like that just kind of fits best for more ranking actual players rather than where we think teams are going to end up in the standings. This is another ranking video for the summer, bit of a ranking summer right now, but I enjoy doing these videos. I feel like it gets a lot of you guys talking in the comments, and I think that's fun. I think the most fun part about talking about hockey and talking about sports in general is being able to argue and talk about who we think is better. So, because of that, we're doing a rankings video, and in this video is every winger. So, let us start off with the Anaheim Ducks. We're back to ABC order this time. I wish I thought of something more creative, but notes wise, it's way easier just to do it by ABC order. And we're starting off with Cutter Gauthier. I know Cutter might not be on the Ducks next season, but I do really think that he's going to end up on the team. I can't imagine a world where the Ducks let him leave. I think they're going to move whatever money they have to sign him, whether it means that he's getting $16 million or, I mean, if he's matching Leo Carlson with $18 million. Last season, he had 76 games played, 41 goals, and 28 assists for 69 points. I like Cutter a lot. I think he's still growing into his game, which is really interesting. I mean, he had a 41-point season and he's still growing into his game. But I do think because he's still so young, he's still getting better. He's at like the higher end of B for me. There's a lot of really good wingers on this list. It was honestly kind of a struggle to justify, like when looking at the lineup, justifying who's going to be at the bottom of the list. So B for Cutter, I think, fits him very well. Defensively, he's still figuring it out, but goals wise, I mean, this kid shoots the puck like it's nothing. He throws the puck on the net every chance he gets, and I think, in hockey they tell you put the puck on net and you'll score goals, and that's exactly what this kid does, and I think that gets him into the B category. Next up from the Boston Bruins is David Pastrnak. Last season he had 77 games played, 29 goals, 71 assists for 100 points. I mean, come on, it's Pastrnak. He's such a killer. He probably, I can't believe he doesn't have more individual trophies by now. Does he even have? I don't even know how many he has, if any. I can't look right now, but like he that season that Boston had like the best record of all time, Pastrnak should have won the Hart. I mean, people talk about how Celebrini had so many more points than everyone else on his team this year, and like Pastrnak did the same exact thing, which on Boston, who was like a playoff team and had a very good lineup. So he never gets his due, and for me, Pastrnak is an obvious S tier winger in the NHL. Next up is Josh Doan from the Buffalo Sabres, who last season had 82 games played, 25 goals, 27 assists, and 52 points. I love Josh Doan. I think this kid he's killer, honestly. I mean, he works his ass off. He had such a good playoff run with the Sabres. And I think for this list, he's perfect C. Like he does everything you need to do in the game. He works so hard defensively. He works so hard offensively. He might not have the like not borderline, like the underlying skill that a guy like Cutter Gauthier or David Pastrnak has, but he works so hard that it negates any of that, honestly. And to me, he is right in the middle. He is a perfectly adequate first line winger. And I'd be happy to have him as the best winger on my team. Next up is Matthew Coronato from the Calgary Flames. Last season, he had 80 games played, 18 goals, 27 assists for 45 points. This is tough. Flames had a tough season last year. Coronato did his best. And he doesn't have like many less points than Doan, but Doan just has like those intangibles that I don't think Coronato has figured out yet. He's still young, only 23 years old, but you don't want him being the best winger on your team. Hopefully, as the team gets better and as the team grows, he will be a very, very solid second line, like scoring winger. But right now, I don't love him as a team's best winger. Hopefully, Gridden is their guy next year. I know he looked pretty good last year, and a couple of Calgary Flames fans mentioned him in the comments. He looked good, and hopefully he steps up into that role for next season. But right now, it is Coronato, and I do have him in the F tier. Next up is Seth Jarvis, who last season had 71 games played, 32 goals, 34 assists for 66 points. he is kind of similar to Josh Doan, where maybe he doesn't have this that skill, but he works so hard, and he is very skilled as well. Like he works his ass off offensively and defensively. He might not have had like the crazy production in the playoffs that you wanted, but he shut down the other team's first line every time. So for me, Jarvis is an A tier. He puts up the points. He's almost a point a game guy, and he makes those defensive plays as well. I really really like Jarvis. Next up from the Chicago Blackhawks is Tyler Bertuzzi. Last season at 79 games played, 32 goals and 26 assists for 58 points. It's between him and Kane, but to me, Bertuzzi is better all around. And last season, he was great offensively. He had 32 goals. It was killer. Like if you weren't watching Hawks games, you probably wouldn't know. I mean, 32 goals is perfectly fine and adequate in the league. It's not like he he lit the world on fire or anything. But Bertuzzi was very good last season. I don't think you really want him to be your best winger, so he is going in D tier. But 30 goals for the guy. He is a great net front presence. This is so satisfying how we have one guy in each row. That's awesome. I didn't even realize that was going to happen. But yeah, Bertuzzi is in D tier for me. Very good. You'd prefer him as your second line winger, but he's the Hawks' best winger right now. Next up is Marty Necas from the Colorado Avalanche. Last season, 78 games played, 30. How many goals is that? 38 goals, 62 assists, and 100 points. I mean, call it the Nathan MacKinnon effect. Call it what you will. Martin Necas had a monster season last year. 100 points. I mean, come on. He kind of broke into that upper echelon of players. Do I think he's? I mean, yeah, 100 points. That's you can't deny 100 points. I was cool with him on Carolina. Like, oh, he's a fine player, but he was able to adapt his game, and like he just is the perfect fit for Nathan MacKinnon. And he had a career season, and for that he gets in the A tier. If you're enjoying this video so far, please Scott Stevens smash the subscribe button so this channel can get off the floor and on the board. Thank you all so much for your support so far. Next up is the Columbus Blue Jackets' Kirill Marchenko, who last season had 76 games played, 27 goals, and 40 assists for 67 points. Marchenko, a very good goal scorer, super skilled with his hands. I really like him as a player, and I'm going to put him in B tier. I don't think he's on the upper echelon yet. I think he's better than Cutter for sure. He didn't have the goals last year, which is kind of part of why, I would like consider him a sniper, like a goal scorer in the league. And he didn't have 30 goals. So for me, that's kind of holding him back a little bit, but I do think he's better overall than Cutter. And I think B tier is kind of the perfect spot for him. Next up is Mikko Rantanen, though. Last season, 64 games played, 22 goals, 55 assists, and 77 points. I mean, he still had 77 points with only 64 games played. He's a very, very good player. I don't know if I want him S tier. He needs to stay healthy. He's a very good goal scorer. And, he since being on the Stars, he's also been such a good playmaker as well. Only 22 goals last season with 55 assists. A bit of a power play merchant with Wyatt Johnston last year, but, I mean, he still put up a ton of points. And it's hard for me to put him any lower than A, and I won't. Stars fans, don't worry, I won't put him any lower than A. Do I think he's better than Necas? I think if we consider last season, I think Necas was better. So I'm going to put Rantanen between Necas and Jarvis. I think that's a perfect place for him. Next up is the Detroit Red Wings with Lucas Raymond. Last season, 80 games played, 25 goals, 51 assists, and 76 points. Raymond, he's so talented. He's so talented, but he hasn't been able to reach that point a game mark in his career, and he's not on the upper echelon yet. To me, he's like an perfectly adequate first line scoring winger. I think I'll put him higher than Doan. I like Doan a lot. I think regular season he was good, and in the playoffs he was electric. He was great. He was like the best player on the Sabres. So this is mostly like regular season rankings. So Doan, I think, is still a C. If he can play like he played in the playoffs all year, he's going to be like a B, maybe even A tier by the end of next season. But for now, I think he's a little bit worse than Lucas Raymond. Next up from the Edmonton Oilers is Zach Hyman, who last season at 58 games played, 31 goals, 21 assists, and 52 points. Hyman is such a solid player. So good offensively and just as good defensively too. He's a point a game guy, but he really makes up for it with every other aspect of his game. I think I gotta have him in B tier. I think because where do I put him? 52 points is 52 points is really, really good. That's really good. 52 points for Hyman, and he's so good defensively. I'm just thinking, what did Cutter have? Cutter had 69 points last year. A lot more games. I don't. I think Hyman's better. I'm sorry, Ducks fans. I think he's better than Marchenko. I think he's better than Marchenko too. I like Hyman a lot. I think it sucked that he's been so hurt for a lot of his time on the Oilers. When he's healthy, he's really, really good. The Oilers definitely could have used him for like their whole playoff runs for the last couple seasons. I think he's a very, very good player when he's healthy, and I have him higher than Cutter and Marchenko because of that. Next up is the Florida Panthers, Sam Reinhart. Last season at 64 games played, 29 goals, 32 assists for 61 points. An injury year for Reinhart, so his point totals aren't going to be up there. But he's just completely exploded since he got to Florida. He was injured for a lot of last season, like I said, so his point totals aren't where you want them to be. But he's a 90-plus point guy when he's healthy, who also is very, very good defensively. Very similar to Hyman, honestly. Yeah, thinking about it. And I think Reinhardt's in the S tier of guys. I really think he is. He doesn't have like 100-point seasons like Reinhart or Rantanen, like Necas and Rantanen. But his like defensive side of the game is so good. He gets to be along with Barkov, and they shut down the other team so well. And I think that makes him an S tier player. You know, I try to in these lists. It's easy to get caught up in like the offensive production of these guys, but considering how great he produces offensively and how great he is defensively as well, he's an S tier player to me. Next up is Artemi Panarin with the Los Angeles Kings. This was kind of tough. It was between Panarin and Kempe. Kempe is definitely more well-rounded, but it's hard to ignore the point production of Panarin. Panarin to me is an A tier player. But is he better than Seth Jarvis? I don't think he's as good as Necas or Rantanen. But where does he compare to Seth Jarvis? Jarvis 66 points in 71 games. Panarin 84 and 78. I like Jarvis a little more. Jarvis is a more proven playoff player as well. Better defensively too. So I think Panarin falls just behind Jarvis. When Panarin is good, he's great. With the new coaching in Los Angeles, I'm really interested to see how they do next season. I'm a little worried about like how these lines are going to look, and kind of how they'll transition their game to a new coach. But for now, I have Rantanen at the low end of A tier. He's getting older too. I mean, what is he? 34, 35 years old. So that's about it. Next up is the Minnesota Wild with Kirill Kaprizov. Last season at 78 games, 45 goals and 44 assists for 89 points. I mean, come on, this guy's an S tier player. 89 points in 78 games and 45 goals. I do like that. Didn't reach the 50 goal mark. I think, do I have him lower than Reinhart? I might have him lower than Reinhart. I like Reinhart a lot. I think Kaprizov's lower than Reinhart. I think Reinhart is really, really good. I think he's like one of the most underrated guys in the league. I mean, he had a 92-point season the other year, like a year or two ago. Kaprizov didn't even hit 90 points. And sure, he missed 4 games, but like a ton of these other guys, we'll get to Kucherov later, but a ton of these guys missed a couple games and they still put up crazy points. Next season with Quinn, we'll see how much he produces. But right now, I have him lower than Reinhart, I think. That might be like one of my craziest takes of this video. But yeah, I have Reinhart higher. Next up from the Montreal Canadiens is Cole Caufield. Last season had 81 games played, 51 goals, and 37 assists for 88 points. The 51-goal man. I love Cole. I love Cole a lot. He had a lot of goals. Didn't have a ton of assists. And I think he's going to be the best A-tier player on this list. I like Cole a lot. He had like his breakout season last year, Mr. Saturday Night. But I don't think like he's not as defensively responsible as you want him to be. And I think because of that, I have him in A tier instead of S tier. I'm sorry, Montreal fans, but I do think that's where I stand on him. I do think Kaprizov and Reinhart are better. He's still young. He's 25 years old, so he has the opportunity to get better than them very soon. And if Montreal has another year of growth, he'll definitely be there. But right now, I have him at the high end of A tier. Next is the Nashville Predators' Filip Forsberg, who last season had 82 games played, 40 goals, 35 assists, and 75 points. Forsberg might be one of the most like eternally underrated guys of all time. I mean, he just puts up points, like 40 goals on this Nashville team who's dreadful to watch. I'm sorry, Nashville fans. I'm a fan of a Central team, and like watching Nashville like made me depressed. I'm sorry. I really hope you guys get better, but it was low energy, at least at the beginning of the season. I know towards the end you guys picked it up a little bit, but it's kind of low energy. But Forsberg is one of the most talented players. Like hands wise, he's one of the most underrated guys for his stick handling ability. The last few seasons have been tough for him, but I think in his heart of hearts, he's still a B tier player. I'll keep him towards the lower end of B tier, but I still like Forsberg a lot. Next up is the New Jersey Devils' Jesper Bratt, who last season had 82 games played, 22 goals, 49 assists, and 71 points. He had 88 points 2 years ago, but he had a tough year last year. And it's hard. I mean, without Jack, he's been struggling. I mean, he had that great year 2 years ago, but I don't know if Bratt has the ability to be that like big player on his own. And for that, I want him in C tier. And I think I'll put him ahead of Josh Jones. I'm really excited for Josh Jones next year. But basing on playoffs, I'm excited for him next year. But the regular season, he didn't have that same production. So I'm going to put Bratt ahead of him for right now, at least. Next up is the New York Islanders with Kyle Palmieri. Last season, 25 games played, 6 goals and 12 assists for 18 points. Solid for Palmieri. I mean, he was injured for a lot of last year. He like died in the corner, and then he had that really good stick lift and assist. I think that was last year when he got injured. He still had okay production, but for the Islanders, you definitely want him to be more of like a second or third line winger. So I think I'm putting Palmieri in F. I think as the season went on, the Islanders started off so hot last year. And I think as the season went on, his point production would have kind of fizzled out a little bit. You definitely don't want this guy to be your best winger. I never really thought about the Islanders' winger problem until like doing this list. They need to start picking up some wingers because it's looking kind of dire out there, honestly. This next player would have been a perfect pickup for them, but instead he went to the New York Rangers' Pavel Dorofeyev. Last season, 62 games played, 37 goals, 27 assists for 64 points. He's very, very good. He definitely benefited from playing with Eichel and Marner, but I still like Dorofeyev a lot. 37 goals is very, very good. I think for me, you do want to see more assists. Like not even 30 assists is tough. So, dude, what do I think? I'm really interested to see how he'll fit in New York without guys like Marner or Eichel feeding it to him. Like who's going to be feeding to him in New York? I think I would have him worse than Josh Jones. I know he almost had 40 goals. He had two of the best playmakers playing with him all season long. And this next season will be a big year for showing how good he really is on his own. Next up, those Drake Batherson from the Ottawa Senators, who last season had 79 games played, 33 goals, and 38 assists for 71 points. Batherson is just like the definition of a well-rounded player. 33 goals, 38 assists, good at kind of decent at everything, good, decent to great at everything. So he doesn't have the scoring of Raymond, or Bratt. I think I put him above Josh Doan. I think that works for me. See, we have a very top-heavy list here, but there's a lot of fun wingers in the league, so that's just how it is. Next up, though, is Travis Konecny with the Philadelphia Flyers. Last season, he had 77 games played, 27 goals, 41 assists for 68 points. Konecny has his offensive bursts, but he definitely isn't as defensively reliable as you want him to be, and he doesn't have the production to make up for it either. Kind of close. No, not really close to point per game. Konecny to me is a D, honestly. Definitely want this guy to be like your second line winger for sure. I don't hate Konecny. I think he fits in really well with the Flyers. I think the benefit is that, especially with Taki last year, I feel like Taki did a really good job of like hiding his weaknesses and allowing him to play like his game without being a liability at all. But I still think like in a vacuum, he is you prefer him as a second line guy. So I have Konecny in the D tier. Next up from the Pittsburgh Penguins is Brian Rust. Last season at 72 games played, 29 goals, 36 assists for 65 points. Rust is kind of in the same tier as Konecny for me. He played a few less games than Konecny and had a few less points. They're kind of even. Maybe not even. No, I definitely like Konecny a little more. Do I like Bertuzzi more? Rust definitely benefits from playing with Sid and Malkin. For I think his whole career has he always been on Pittsburgh? I think so. Either way, do I like him? He puts pucks in net too. I think he's better than Bertuzzi, honestly. I think he falls below Konecny but above Bertuzzi. That fits for me. That definitely fits for me. Next up is Will Smith, who last season had 69 games played, 24 goals, and 35 assists for 59 points. Will Smith, who another guy who had a benefit of playing with an all-star player, and he still had 59 points only. Will Smith, I was very, very high on him on my 21 and under video, but I think when you compare him to the rest of the league, he should have better production. Playing with Celebrini, playing with a guy who had over 120 points, right? What does Celebrini have? 125 points. You need to be producing more. I think I'm really inflating. What did Celebrini have for points? Let me look. I think it was 125, right? I'll actually look this one up. But I mean, either way, I think you just need if your center's putting up 125 points, you gotta be 115 points. Okay, I knew 125 was a lot. Either way, 115 points. You should be like close to point. Like I could be point a game playing next to Macklin Celebrini. He'd at least shoot like the puck off my skate or something and it would go in. So for that, I do think Will Smith is lower on this list for me. I think skill wise, he's better than Konecny and Rust. So I'm going to put him at the high end of D tier. Next up is the Seattle Kraken with Jordan Eberle. Last season had 60 games played, 26 goals, 29 assists, and 55 points. Yeah, Jordan Eberle's just doing his thing. I don't love it. I know he's like been a really good leader on the Kraken, but I don't love his production overall. I do think he's an F tier guy. Oh, I need a okay. Look how giant his head is compared to everyone else, though. That's awesome. He like envelops Lucas Raymond almost. That big head is awesome. I do think he's F tier. I'm sorry, Jordan Eberle. He still puts up production. Like if he was a second or third line winger, I would be so happy with that. Like you'd be delighted to have Jordan Eberle as your third line winger, but he's not. He's the Kraken's best winger, and I do think he's in the F tier. I do think he's better than Coronato. I think Palmieri's worse. I'd rather have Coronato than Palmieri. Palmieri is very good defensively, but Coronato, like his point production is better, so I'll keep him above. Next up is Dylan Holloway from the St. Louis Blues. Last season, 59 games played, 22 goals, 29 points for 51 assists. I mean, this kid's a stud. I love Holloway. If you're an Oilers fan, or if you're the Oilers in general, you got to be kicking yourself for giving the Blues Holloway and Broberg. And I think Holloway's a B tier guy. I think he's really good. Do I like him more than? I think he's super well rounded too. He's such a hard worker. 22 goals, 29 assists, and only 60 games too. With 21 more games, he probably have 32 goals and probably close to 50 assists, like a point per game season. I'm putting him above Marchenko. I like Holloway a lot. If you're the Blues, you might owe Edmonton like a 4th round pick or something, just for nothing for helping your team. But I mean the Holloway Thomas Snuggerud line is going to be killer to have all next season and have everyone healthy. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Knock on wood. But yeah, Holloway is a B tier guy for me. He's very, very good. One of the most underrated guys in the league. I think St. Louis is underrated in general. Next up is a guy who has kind of been underrated for in the league for a while, and maybe from like the writers and the voters for trophies. Nikita Kucherov on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Last season, 76 games played, 44 goals, 86 assists, 130 points. I mean, come on. This guy's the best. 130 points in 76 games. He wins his Hart Trophy this year. An absolute monster. And he started off the season slow. He doesn't. He's snake bitten in the playoffs, which is crazy. Watching him in the playoffs is so frustrating because he's like there's something wrong. There's like a switch in his brain where he just can't. I mean, this guy's such a monster in the regular season. It's godly to be putting up that amount of points. He's so good. Obviously an S tier. The best player in the honestly, I was gonna say the best player in the league, and you could argue that he is. I mean, look at these stats. Like, that's crazy. And the Lightning are a very, very well constructed team. Very, very well constructed. But it's not like they have like the best goal scorers on their team. So to put up 86 assists with guys who are very, very good. But it's not like there's like a Rantanen on his team or like a Kaprizov on his team. He's just spreads the love so well, and I love that about him. He's such a good player, a beauty. He has his 2 cups already. He's gonna, if he fell off a cliff tomorrow, he'd be in the Hall of Fame five times probably. So Kucherov is an S tier, and spoilers is going to be the highest player on this list. Next up from the Toronto Maple Leafs is William Nylander with 65 games played, 30 goals, 49 assists for 79 points. Nylander still had a very good year. He was injured. He was giving the middle finger from the press box, but he's still a really, really good player. 79 points in 65 games is really good. I mean, if he played a full season, it would have been almost a 100-point season. Kind of between Necas. Do I think he's better than Necas or Rantanen? I do think he's better than Rantanen. I think he's better than Necas. Caufield has the scoring, which to me puts him higher, but Nylander to me is better than Necas and Rantanen. I think he fits perfectly right there. Very good. He's gonna love it playing with McKenna and Matthews next season. They're gonna be a monster first line, and Nylander is in the A tier for me. Next up is Dylan Guenther from the Utah Mammoth, who last season at 79 games played, 40 goals and 33 assists for 73 points. Guenther, a very, very good career season. Just such a fun kid to watch. If you ever see interviews with him or like the Utah Mammoth TikTok clips, also like one of the most unexpectedly funny guys in the league, which I mean won't get him higher on this list, but definitely gets him higher in my heart. 40 goals, that's very good. I think there's a lot of talk about Cutter, but I think that Guenther is like on par with him for skill. Honestly, and his contract is Gunther's contract's gonna be way less as well. So shout out to Utah Mammoth for making that deal. Do I like him more than? Do I like Marchenko more than Guenther? I have to kind of reassess things here. Cutter 41 goals and 69 points. Kirill 67 points. This is tough. These like 3 guys, I'm so stuck on it. And I mean, even Holloway, you could probably put into that too, where Guenther falls here. I mean, Cutter had 1 more goal. He had 1 more goal than Guenther. Is that going to be the deciding factor? Should that be the deciding factor? Guenther had more points though. He had 4 more points. In what, 3 more games? Yeah. I will give Cutter. I'll give Cutter the edge. I think I'm gonna move Marchenko down too. Marchenko catching a stray for me considering Cutter and Guenther, but Guenther's really good. If you guys aren't watching Mammoth games, like hop on the train and start watching Guenther play because he's really a stud and he's only 23 years old. I think that fits. That makes sense to me. Next up is the Vancouver Canucks with Brock Boeser. Last season at 75 games played, 22 goals and 26 assists for 48 points. He's had some really good seasons in the past. And I know Vancouver was bad last season, but like this is a brutal stat line. 48 points in 75 games. And Vancouver was the worst team in the league. But we still saw guys like Reinhart still put up decent points. Toronto was bad, and Nylander still put up really good points. Like Boeser's like an F to me right now. I don't know. I'm sorry, but that's such a bad stat line. 22 goals and 48 points in 75 games. That's not good. Like, he had less points than Jordan Eberle. Put him behind Jordan Eberle here. He's like, at this point in his career, he's playing like a third line scoring forward. And like, that's where I'm going to put him on the list. Like, he's a third line scoring forward. Next up, though, is the Vegas Golden Knights' Mitch Marner, who last season had 81 games played, 24 goals, 56 assists, and 80 points. Mitch is still really good. He's still an A-tier guy. I think skill-wise, he's better than Caufield. Sorry. I really want to keep Caufield there. Maybe I even put him in A-tier. An S-tier, I mean. Marner's really good. Like, his on-paper production is down, but he's just fitting into this Knights scheme and like kind of playing their scheme, so that's kind of why. But dude, where does he go here? He's either like the highest end of A or he's S tier. He had 100 points last season. Over 100 points, I think. Wow. I think he's still an S tier guy. I mean, what came to my mind is that goal that he scored against the Ducks, that insane between the legs. Like, no one else in the league is making that kind of play. Like, that is the top end of the league type of play. And to me, Marner, he gets into that top end S tier. Very, very good player. Very good still. And like I said, the on paper points, he wasn't even point a game this year, only 80 points in 81 games. But it doesn't matter because like he's on a team that has a winning strategy now, and he doesn't need to score the points for them. So it's perfectly fine, taking a backseat scoring wise and kind of making up for it in different areas of the ice. Next up is the newly acquired by the Washington Capitals, Alex Tuch, who for some reason has a white background. I don't even know why. Okay. Either way, 79 games played last season, 33 goals, 33 assists, and 66 points. A very even player, 33 goals and 33 assists, which I do like a lot. But I think there are better players in the league than Tuch. I hope, like, the Sabres were on such a roll last season, and it felt like that Tuch kind of got left behind. Like, it felt like he was kind of stagnant all season, which is weird. I mean, everyone got better. Everyone started playing better, and it still just kind of felt like he was playing the same as he always has, which I don't love. And to me, I think that puts him in C tier. I like him better than Doan. And probably Dorofeyev. He's probably at the bottom end of C tier. I think with Washington, he, with Strome too, who's like has been such a good playmaker over the past couple of years, that he could really break out. But I think for right now, he is in the C tier for me. And finally, the Winnipeg Jets with Kyle Connor. Last season, 82 games played, 39 goals, 53 assists, and 92 points. Earlier when I talked about Boeser and how the great players stay great even when their team is bad, I was thinking about Kyle Connor. 92 points in a really, really tough Winnipeg Jets season. Connor is the upper echelon of players still. Caufield had 51 goals. So I'm going to keep Caufield above, but Connor is right there, a top 7 winger in the league. He's still really, really good. Such a good player, so fun to watch. I really admire him as a player. And him and Scheifele together, who no matter how the Jets are doing, they always produce and they always work their asses off no matter what. And that is my list of the best winger from every NHL team. Please let me know in the comments what you think below. Like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more.